Welcome. This is the Bird's Eye View, and I am the War Duck. And as always, I am here with the lovely Mr. Krow.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Okay, so there's more and more to this story about Brittney Griner hating America and wanting America to save her, even though she hates America, hates everything America stands for. But please save me because I broke the law and I admitted breaking the law in court. I pled guilty and somehow you're still unlawfully detained. I don't get it. But so apparently, like, I tried to find some information on this, and it was a lot of, I don't know, not good information. But apparently, you have to be deemed, legal or unjustly detained to get that political. Well, I don't want to say protection, but to get that political backing behind you. If you have not been deemed or labeled unlawfully detained or illegally detained or unjustly detained, then you don't get that same protection, or not protection, but that same political clout behind you.
Same rights.
Right, apparently. Yeah. So, but I tried to find some stuff on that, and I really couldn't get what I was looking for that was clear. But that's kind of the way I understood it. Is the U.S. has to label you of unjustly detained or illegally detained or something like that to get that political prisoner style clout going behind it. Okay. With that though, karma keeps rearing its ugly head in this case because now the same people that hate America and hate the fact that you have the right to carry guns want to give a Russian arms dealer back to Russia.
Massive, yeah.
For somebody that hates America and hates guns. I think that is karma in itself. I mean, so where are all the anti-gunners at? You know, where are they in? Yeah. How are they not in an uproar, right? This guy provided guns to Afghanistan to kill American troops illegally. He is a gun runner. He funnels guns. He is part of the gun problem. But all the woke leftist anti-guns are like, oh, free Brittney Griner even though she hates America. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It gets even better. It gets even better because karma just can't stop. They just can't stop. So now they want... So here's the thing is Russia has all the clout in this, right? America's just on there. Joe Biden's on his knees begging, Putin, please let this American hater come home. And now Russia says, you know what?
So funny.
The gun runner's not enough. We want this convicted murderer, who, by the way, is held in Germany, not even America. We want him too.
America, yeah.
Right. So now that puts Biden and the United States in even worse position because now they have to try to make a deal with Germany to get this guy released to U.S. custody so they can release him so they can get this person back who...
And this guy flat out just murdered in broad daylight too. Like, I'm trying to remember exactly what he did, but yeah, it was like in the middle of the day, broad daylight, right in front. Just, it's not even America. It's in Germany.
So you're America, right? And now you want to trade a gun runner and a murderer for somebody that doesn't like you.
Yeah.
And they broke the law and admitted to breaking the law and pled guilty in Russian court. That just makes no sense. It doesn't. It makes zero sense.
You know what, Brittany, just appreciate you having a wonderful life that you had here in the U.S. and
too bad you had to screw it up
in prison. See you later. That's all I would say.
I mean, this is the epitome, right? You hate America, you leave America, And now, like, you just can't wait to get back. You just can't wait to get back. And then, of course,
but remember all those things you hated.
And then there's another article because LeBron James had to open his mouth. LaChina James, the communist, LaChina James, had to open his mouth and say, I don't even know why Brittney would even want to come back here. Really? What a jackass. So
he's another piece of work.
So, of course, it's all about Brittney Griner, the one person that we shouldn't be trying to help get back to the United States. But there are 40 other unjustly held abroad by foreign governments, 40 other Americans, or 39 maybe they counted her, I don't know. 39 or 40 other Americans around, and we're stuck on helping the one person that doesn't like America.
Who doesn't want to even be here in the first place.
Right.
Who doesn't want to be here anymore.
Oh.
Totally disagrees.
Well, not anymore. Now she can't just wait to be back here.
Now she just, it's my only one free ticket. All of a sudden things aren't different.
So they were trying to say in court that, she uses it for medication. So they got some doctor to issue her a medical marijuana card, right? But Russia basically said, you guys are dumb and America's just a bunch of druggies, so that is not going to help her case. Because, duh, it's Russia. It just blows my mind that people think that, because we live in America and everybody uses marijuana and drugs, that in Russia it's not some serious thing. But Russia is not America. There's things way more serious. They
take things differently.
You can take a shit on the sidewalk in San Francisco, and they'll just clap their hands and say, okay. But you go to somewhere else, maybe like Singapore, and they cane you in the street for, what, chewing bubblegum or spitting bubblegum out or something like that?
Spitting bubblegum, yeah.
Right? Other countries have way different laws. They're way more strict on a lot of things. And, that's the thing is, right? That's why we live in America, because the dumb things that you can do here and just get a slap on the wrist, you get thrown in prison for those things in other places. And
you have a little bit more respect and responsibility, respect for your country.
Yeah.
In other places, if you will, because look at this just came across my news feed too the other day and it was a TikTok, it was kind of goofy and funny, and everybody knows about the Queen's the Queen's armed guards and all that, how they transfer and how they change and how you're not supposed to touch them or this or that. Well, one lady, they were trying to get pictures next to one of the guards on the horse that was sitting on the horse. How they're just doing their thing.
Yeah.
And she touched the reins. She grabbed the reins and trying to get a picture. And that guard yelled at her, do not touch the reins. And they were like, oh, and I'm like, man, you are so lucky he didn't do anything else.
Just kick you in the head.
You don't do things. You don't do stuff like that.
God,
you respect if you leave the country, you have to respect that country's laws and stuff. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that's the thing is I go back to she said it was an accident. Well, but then she's like, I use it for pain, and then it's like, I packed in a hurry. But we saw her bag and how it was packed. It's like, okay, you're going to Russia. You want to double check your bag, maybe? Just saying. Anybody that's ever flown international can't tell me that you didn't make sure you didn't have anything that was going to get your ass in trouble in your bag.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just the worst excuse. Not to mention the fact that I didn't know isn't an excuse. Right?
You should always know. Yeah. Yeah. I I don't know. My opinion, just
well, and then here's another thing,
she made
right?
her bed, let her lie in it.
Here's another thing is apparently she's been playing in Russia for years. Like probably
Yeah, she should
I
know
don't
better.
know how many exactly, but I think it was more than 5. Okay?
Oh,
and
see, I thought I didn't know it was that many.
and here's the thing is you going to play in Russia, think you might want to learn the language? I'm just saying, right? I mean, have some respect for the country that you're taking their money and you're spending a significant amount of time on, and maybe you should learn their language. That way, when you're going through the airport and somebody starts giving you commands, you at least know what the hell they're talking about. Because now she's saying, "Oh, I didn't understand what I signed," and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, like it's just super hard to feel bad for this person because
I don't feel bad for her at all.
You have people like the other dude, Waylon, who is actually legitimately being unjustly detained in Russia. Legitimately, he didn't break the law or anything. They got some trumped up charge and said he was a spy or something, right? And it's all BS. But this is the type of person that you should be helping, not the one that breaks the law. That because she's famous, because really, if she was Jane Doe, you would never even hear about this. This wouldn't be anything.
Nope.
But because she's rich, and because she's a woke figurehead, the leftists are all up in arms about it. But that's neither here nor there. But karma continues. Karma continues to rear its ugly head in this case, and now they want gun runners and murderers in a trade. It just doesn't seem to equal out. I don't see the scales being weighed properly with this trade, but
no.
Who am I?
And you'd kind of think too, if she really believes in what she says and preaches and does all that stuff, you'd think she'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm not. No, don't trade me for these guys.
Right?
Like,
if you're, you would that's think, a good point.
Okay,
if you are anti-gun, and you are anti-gun, and you are murder, I mean, you might want to stand on your own and say, you know what, screw it. I don't want you to make this kind of a trade.
This is not the trade. This is not the right trade for me. Step up.
Now, the bad thing about it here,
be a man, but
and here's the bad thing about it is if they hadn't have made such a big deal about it, and Biden hadn't made such a big deal about it, her pleading guilty to try to get a reduced sentence might have worked. But the simple fact that Biden has tried to put political pressure on Putin in a time of this Ukraine thing, he's not having it. He's not having any of it. In the sentence that she will get will have nothing to do with the Russian court at all. It'll be a political sentence within the guidelines, and it'll probably be closer to the 10 years that the sentence carries than not. Because why wouldn't you? Because now Biden wants to use you as a political chip. You're like, okay, sure. Well, I'm going to keep asking for stuff until I run out of stuff to ask for. What other murderers and gun runners can I get out of prison? I mean, you're like, hell, America doesn't have anybody else I want. Let me go. You know what? Germany's got somebody I want. Why don't you go get the, it's like, that's just.
That's the funny part is he's all like, you know what? You guys don't even have anyone I want. Let's go to Germany.
Right?
Why don't you guys start negotiating with other people? Why don't you go start doing this other stuff for me?
and now it puts America in a super bad position, all because this idiot couldn't keep her drugs at home in the U.S. where they belong. But that's what you get.
Biden.
When you hate America, that's what you get. When you hate America and you want to go overseas and you want to talk shit, this is what you get. You get karma'd.
Yep.
And it is what it is.
Yeah. Hopefully we can talk about this in another 10 years when she's released.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, oh, congratulations. Now you served your sentence.
Hey, and they didn't get that killer or the drug runner.
Which way are you going to decide to are you going to stay in Russia now that you know their language and so much more, or because you feel more empowered there, or are you going to come back home where you were born and you think that you have more rights?
No, not only where you were born, but where they made you a millionaire. Right?
Yeah.
They made you a millionaire and a celebrity.
Yeah.
This just even this
even
you
worse.
can't make this shit up, dude.
Yeah.
You can't make this up. This is just ridiculous. All right, but we're out of here with this one.
All right.
Let us know what you think.
Thanks, everyone. Have yourself a wonderful day. We'll talk to you later.
Leave in the comments if you think an arms dealer and a murderer is a good trade. I want to know.
For this lady. Yeah.
All right, we're out.
We'll see you all. Have a good one.